It's a question I got asked yesterday about energy, right? And a lot of people are like, what do you take for energy? And what do you do to get energy? I want y'all to understand. One of the best things you can do to get energy is 1, sleep, 2, eat clean, and 3 is train. Because remember, the conditions that you're putting yourself through throughout your training, your body is going to memorize this. So once it memorizes what you've been putting it through, all the challenges, all the resistance, all the crazy weight, all the crazy cardio, your livelihood will adjust, your lifestyle will adjust, your physique will adjust, your performance will adjust. There's so many things that will adjust from that, and do understand you will get energy. A lot of us become so dependent on coffee, energy drinks, and not realizing that too much of anything can be bad for us. I'm not saying don't drink coffee. What I'm saying is do understand if you're somebody that's drinking 4 or 5 cups of coffee, it might be time for you to get some rest. You're a little too dependent on coffee. If you haven't been incorporating some type of physical activity, now might be the chance, because once you start incorporating more physical activity, like I said, the body will adjust. But before I really get into squats, I did want to work a lot of glutes and I want to work abs. I always tell y'all it's really important to understand what transitions you should be doing when it comes down to your training so you can get more out of those movements. So last time I came here, I didn't do too well on squats. So today we try and make some magic with the squats. So I'm gonna do something that I know that's very effective for me. I'm gonna train glutes, and then I'm gonna train abs, and then I'm gonna go into my squats. Overall though, today I'm not really looking to go super heavy with squats. This is probably I think this is the third time I squatted this week. So in reality, I don't think my body really needs it. I've done pendulum squats already. I've done barbell squats. So I'm gonna do pendulum and barbell today. Definitely gonna do them today. But I do want to show you a warm-up that I use before I do go into my squats, and this is something that helps me get better stability, a better foot drive as well. So not just the drive itself, but better foot drive, better foot placement, better glute engagement. That's one thing I keep telling you all. Make sure your body is acclimated to being able to engage the glute. That way you don't have to worry about compensating or overworking that lower back. Because a lot of us don't realize we're starting to engage lower back because we can't engage the glutes. And like I told you before, you've seen the video, or if you haven't seen the video, make sure you start using resistance bands before you start going into your squat. So the first 2-3 sets, put resistance bands around your calves and you'll see a dramatic difference. But I'm gonna start out with something light. I keep telling y'all, I'm personally a big fan of progressive overload. That's something that I always do. I'm not a big fan of using the same weight consistently unless it's the top dog weight and I'm trying to get as many reps as I can, or I'm trying to get my body acclimated to that particular weight as well as the movement. You're gonna see a lot of progressive overload today. Each time I go to the next set, I'm gonna be increasing the weight anywhere between 10, 15, 20, 25, depending on what the movement is. We talked about this last video. I'm gonna make sure I post it before I post this video. Actually, click the top of the video. You'll be able to see the video I'm referring to. But one thing I'm big on is just making sure you're doing realistic leaps when you're increasing the weight. Like I told you all before, not everybody can go up 45 plates when they go into squats. So if you're someone that wants to get and improve more in your squats, it's okay with going up 5, 10, 15, 20 in order to get more out of the range of motion, the depth, the movement itself, and then having the body load the weight. So do understand, do small leaps, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. If the body can handle 45, that's cool. But I've noticed a lot of people make drastic leaps in the weight that they're trying to use a little too early. So make sure you be careful with that, mainly when it comes down to secondary areas like biceps, triceps, calves. Me and TJ did this the last time we worked out. We fucked up. We went up freaking 30 pounds on the dumbbells, and we should have just went up about 5, 10 pound leaps, because like I said, secondary areas, you don't want to drastically jump up 30, 40, 50 pounds. Drastic difference. Compound movements is a different thing. So if your body can handle it, I'm a big fan of this. When I do like dumbbell chest press, I like to go up. I might start off with 50s, then I might leap to 65s, then from the 65s, I might leap to 80s. Sometimes I might leap to 90s, depending on how good my body feels. But this is another reason why I want you to actually test lighter weight to see how your body feels, so that when you go up with the heavier weight, you already know how your body's gonna respond to it. Make sure you're not doing drastic leaps when it comes down to your secondary areas. Very important to understand. Compound areas, like I said, you can get away with that. You see it on leg press all the time. The person is loading up 45 pounds each time they go. Well, I do that. Load up 45 pounds each and every set. But like I said, legs is a compound movement, so it can handle that. You know what I mean? Well, if your legs can handle that, my legs can personally handle that, because I train like that. And then remember, consistency is gonna come from what you're consistent in when it comes down to your training. Remember this. Consistency is going to come from what you're consistent in when it comes down to your training. So if you're not implementing it, do not expect to be great at it unless you're incorporating a movement that is similar. It may not engage the same way, meaning you might be doing a machine in comparison to trying to do a dumbbell or a cable. The cable or the dumbbell is going to actually work the body a lot harder because the body has to do the stability work as well as be able to push the weight itself. So do understand, there are going to be small tweaks when you switch to those different things. We can talk about it another time. But let's get to the work, you know what I mean? That's how you know I'm excited. I gave y'all a lot of info real quick off the rip. But do me a favor too, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Make sure you like, share, subscribe if you haven't already.